And it's your fault, sir and ma'am, it's your fault that that's true and that everybody knows it's true. How you can live with it, I don't know. Now, relativism, I thought we were agreed. But Anne Widdecombe says slavery has to be considered in context. What's more relative than that? There were people at the time, Thomas Paine, Benjamin Franklin, there were innumerable humanists and secularists who said slavery is evil. The church wouldn't agree. Now, which is it then? Is it that the church is wrong, or, even more suggestive, that God has not yet revealed that it's wrong to them? Or did God support it all those years and then change his mind? From a beginning point of absurdity, you arrive at a terminal point of absolute moral chaos. And I think you've at least done us the favour of making that plain this evening. God, in short, God did not make man in his own image. It is precisely to the contrary. Mammals and primates made many gods and many churches in their own rival images. And that would explain, if these churches and faiths were invented by primates who are only half a chromosome away from a chimpanzee, which happens to be the case, it would explain a lot, would it not? I can't offer you absolution. Not in my power to do it. Stephen can't offer you absolution. First of all, we believe, we more or less know, there's no such thing. But if you confess your sins specifically, if you name them and don't just make them general, if you do so truly repenting of them, without any purpose of evasion, and if you make a firm purpose of amendment, you might be able still, while there's time, to live with your consciences. I wish you all the luck in the world in pursuing that course of action.
Thank you. Thank you. Final statement from our final speaker, Archbishop of Abuja, John Onaiken. You've got to make your final pitch now to the audience.
Thank you very much. I just want to draw the attention of the audience back to the topic. Yeah. And the topic is quite clear. The Catholic Church is a force for good in the world. It did not say it is the only source for good. It did not say it has always been a source for good. It's not in the past tense, it's in the present tense, is a source for good. The way I learned logic, this is the way I would proceed. Which is why when we are being brought back to all the evils in the past, I kept asking myself, are my friends digging into all those because they really have no proper argument to say against the motion? Because from all they have said, I still have not seen how they have in any way shown that the Catholic Church is not a force for good in the world. There are other people, of course, who are forces for good in the world. We are just one of them. And I still believe that so we are. And I just want to bring that to the attention of this body, if at all it is possible. Because from what I'm saying, probably many are not really listening in that direction. But also what worries me a bit is the way the Catholic Church has been described from across this table. Mrs. Weatherman already mentioned a few cases where there have been a clear caricature of both the Catholic Church and its position. If it is a caricature, sometimes caricatures are very funny and they are quite entertaining, but I do not think we are here about entertainment. I think it is important, if this is a serious discussion, that one makes a little effort to actually get to understand exactly the truth about the matter. I can say all kinds of things about other people, but I think it is fair enough that when it comes to what does the church say about condoms, what does it say about homosexuality, what does we say about women priests, we need to take the trouble to find out exactly what it is saying, not what the newspapers are saying that we are saying. Unfortunately, this is not a forum to give you a proper exposition of the Catholic faith. And in fact, I seriously resisted the temptation to preach to you. It seems that all the preaching today came from the other side. And But anyway, be that as it may, I must mention two issues that was raised. We have been told that the whole genocide in Rwanda is a fault of the Catholic Church because the Rwandans are practically all Muslims. If there's going to be a genocide, it has to be done by somebody. They happen to be Muslims. In any case, that a bishop was accused. Yes, a bishop was accused, but the bishop was discharged and acquitted because he was falsely accused. When he was accused, all the world media were there because this was great news. A bishop accused of genocide. The day he was discharged and acquitted, they were not interested. Nobody was interested to hear that Bishop Augustine Misago has been discharged and acquitted because he was accused on false, trumped-up charges. As for condoms, Mrs. Weatherman already has shown that there are scientific positions that support the position of the church. All I want to add here is this. If indeed the burden of HIV and AIDS is in Africa, know that it is my nephews, my nieces who are most affected. And let nobody out there think that they care more about the life of my own nieces and nephews than I care. So if we take a position, it is because we seriously believe that this is the right position. We are not talking of the validity or the value of one sexual act with a good condom done properly. We are talking of condoms being distributed indiscriminately to young people and being told that once you wear this, you are safe. The fact is that when that is done, AIDS is increased, not decreased. I think this is being proved from epidemiological research. It's not talking about whether condom protects from one act, but when it comes to a whole lot of people, like the situation in most countries of Africa, and the situation of health services, right down to simple aspirin, then we know what we are talking about. Finally, this event has been very useful. I'm very happy to have been here. We never said that the Catholic Church is perfect. Some questions were proposed to the Archbishop. I'll think about it. We continue to do our best to be as close as we can to Jesus Christ and what he wants us to be, and to constantly be a force for good in the world. Right. And I thank you.
Archbishop, thank you. Audience, you've all voted again. Now, the Moment of Truth panel. Let me remind everybody that before the debate, when everybody came in, this is how you voted. For the motion that the Catholic Church is a force for good in the world, 678. Against the motion, 1,102. And the undecideds, the don't knows, were 346. This is how you voted subsequently. For the motion that the Catholic Church is a force for good, from 678, it's gone to 268. I'm sorry. Against the motion, it's now 1,876. And you can see that doesn't leave very many don't knows. It's 34 undecided. So commiserations, Archbishop and Anne Widdecombe. Congratulations, Stephen Fry and Christopher Hitchens. Thank you all. If you want to know more about Intelligence Squared debates, then please do go to the website www.intelligencesquareddebates. From me, Zain Abadawi, goodbye.